guys are going to learn all about the Communications Council. But before that, we do have a few announcements and discussions. But first of all, do we have any celebrations? Oh, come on. There has to be an engagement or a wedding. There's been one every time. None? No celebrations? Got a new who? What?
Puppy.
A puppy. That's great. Yay. We like that. Okay. Well, hopefully Andrea Weber will be here in a few minutes to talk about Oscar night. But until she gets here, we're going to hear from Alexis Fellas. We just had a discussion about her last name.
Yeah.
She's going to talk about Pitter Pat. As you guys remember, it's one of your requirements, and she's going to talk a little bit about what your role that day is going to be. So,
everybody knows, heard of it, been there before. People. This year, a lot is changing. We're going to be doing some things a little bit different, and one thing is actually with you guys. We're going to be spreading it pretty thin this year. It is March 31st this year, if you don't have that. The actual race time is 8 o'clock to noon. There is a 5K, a 10K, and then 1 mile fun run, walk, whatever people want it to be kind of thing. That part of it is we're going to encourage a lot of dressing up too. There's actually going to be prizes for the most themed and spirited, those different things. Honorable mentions will be going out to that, and I'll get into more of that towards the volunteer actual task. Event day stuff, your guys' responsibility could be anywhere between 6 in the morning to about 11 o'clock to 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock, but pretty much plan on being really early.
woo! Yay!
There are some opportunities because I know there's some people who aren't going to be able to make it for obligations reasons, so I want to be able to communicate that that isn't a big deal. Just talk to us. So I guess this is kind of this major topic is just warm. For some reason, people don't understand that we moved it to March, the end of March, for a reason of that we're going to try to not have it raining and freezing like it has been every year in its existence. So, but anyway, just try to dress in layers if you can. We are going to try to get you guys t-shirts for this event. Now, I think there might be a $5 fee to that if you want one. But if you don't want one, feel free to we encourage to dress in the green and white colors because it is kind of a St. Patrick's Day theme. So, is that okay with everybody? We are doing tech shirts again this year, so those will be available for you guys also. We'll have a registration form for that. So there's a lot of good stuff going on. I was told that there are some teachers in here. Are there any high school teachers that actually were able to come tonight? No? Okay. We have gone out and asked also for you guys, part of the volunteer thing is that you guys are going to be manning cheer stations, and we've gone out and asked the public to get more involved because this is for a children's charity. We're going to be targeting high schools to volunteer for these cheer stations. So actual positions might be kind of silly sounding, but you literally get to take a team to a corner of an intersection and wave a sign around and say, "Yay, go!" That's really tough, but that's going to be part of some of the tasks involved. Some may be handing out food. We've got big bounce houses coming. We actually have at the intersection where the 5K branches off and the 10K keeps going. It's not double lapped. If you guys heard of that last year, it's not doing that. We had a whole lot of 10Kers who weren't very fond of that. We're actually having Journal broadcasts there. So is it Journal? It's one of them, a radio station. It's going to be there. So there's going to be a lot more activity going on for you guys. Wednesday before the meeting, when I said you're going to get your tasks, I want you to make sure you can all be there because that's going to be the crucial point of, like I said, you're going to be communicating with the public on this. You guys are going to kind of be the liaison as far as the volunteer for your station goes.
That's the Wednesday before Pitter Pat?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's at 6:30. So, if you have any special needs for any reason, my name's on that flyer, and it's really simple as putting @gmail.com on it. Is that
Is the meeting here?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
So you can email me if you, for some reason, have a baby, gotta be out of town, any of that stuff, need to be indoors for some reason. Most likely you're gonna be outdoors. Let me know, we'll place you, I'll have you set up so that way we can get it all out and assigned and everybody will have an idea what they're doing. Other than that, I think that's about it. Oh, you will be signing out. So you'll show up for your placement and then be signing out. And that's how you'll get credit for being there.
Okay, next on the agenda is Andrea Weber is here. We're raising a lot of money for Isabel's house this week, but she's going to talk about Oscar night. And before she talks, I just want to clarify that for you all to volunteer for Oscar night, your guides will tell you about it. It would be alternative, you could get alternative service for that. So if you've missed meetings or anything, pay close attention to Andrea and sign up.
So Oscar Night America is a really great event. Have any of you ever heard of Oscar Night America or been to it? Okay, a couple of you all. Well, it's a way for us to raise money for Isabel's house by participating in watching the Oscars. It's as simple as that. It's a lot of fun. I'll be honest with you, I haven't been to Oscar Night America yet, but my understanding is that it's fun. My friend here at the Junior League recruited me for it, so would you mind just saying a couple things about why you like Oscar Night America?
Why I like, well, it's a great cause, and there's Kate. Good.
There she is back there.
Yeah, I got to get to know a lot about the ins and outs last year and my involvement, but it's a fun party. You get to, well, when you're going, dress up. And you're raising a lot of money, and you get to watch the Oscars, and it's going to be at Juanita K. Volunteering is also it's a great night to be a part of, and to serve. You're not dressing up and enjoying the entire night just as a guest, but it's a Sunday night, and it's 3 hours, is that what you're saying? 3 hours of service. But again, it all benefits Isabel's house, and there's a lot of fun people, and there's TV, so you get to kind of be, a part of a party, not quite like Hollywood, but Springfield style. So.
It's going to be a great event. I'm very excited to be the volunteer coordinator this year, and so I wanted to come to you all and approach you about some volunteer opportunities. They are in 3-hour shifts. We're going to need some people throughout the day on Sunday doing various things such as setup, coat check, helping with some of our local restaurants that we have coming to serve food. You won't necessarily be busing tables or anything. We're going to hopefully get some people from OTC to help with that, but you'll definitely be helping set up some of the restaurant stuff as well. We definitely need some floaters who can just be good minglers, and then we need some people who can help tear down on Monday. So what I did was I made a couple Excel sheets, and there's the different times. Sunday morning we start as early as 9 o'clock in the morning, and Sunday night we go as late as 11 o'clock. And then Monday morning, if you're able to, we start as early as 9 o'clock that morning as well. And we just have a couple, like 1 or 2 couple shifts on Monday to help take down everything, because we're hoping to be out of there by noon on Monday, which is our goal. If you can, sign up, give me your contact name and your number and email. Tammy's going to collect it for me. We work at Missouri State together, and so she's going to bring it in tomorrow to work for me. And if you have any questions, my name is Andrea Weber, and it's Andrea Weber at MissouriState.edu. And once you put your name and information on here, I'm going to say that you are definitely in. You've committed to me by writing your name that you're going to come, unless you tell me differently. So I'll be emailing you. I work with the sororities and fraternities, and sometimes they put their names down and then they don't show up. So I know you all won't do that by any means. So by putting your name down, you're going to totally show up, and I appreciate that. Does anyone have any questions about Oscar Night America?
I forgot, what's the dress if you volunteer during the event?
Yes, thank you so much. This year we're going to do t-shirts, and they're going to be fun. They're going to be tuxedo, and so they're going to have a tuxedo front, and then on the back they're going to say Oscar Night America. And so you just will probably have to wear black pants with that, probably your black bar pants if you want.
For Oscar night, if you volunteer for Oscar night, you can count that. If you've missed like a general membership meeting and you know you're not going to get your pour in, it'd be great to go volunteer 3 hours there. You'll get a credit for a meeting, okay? So your guides will be talking to you a little bit more about alternative service, but this would kind of help you if you've been missing some stuff, some of your requirements. It does not count as a done in a day. Even though it's for Isabel's house, it does not count as a done in a day. Any questions? Okay. Next, we're going to get to hear from our Vice President of Communications, Susie Turner, and PR Marketing Chair, Tanya Kern. They're going to tell you a little bit about the Communications Council.
I am Susie Turner. I'm the Vice President of Communications. And I understand that you've been learning a lot through your new member process about the different councils of the league. There are 4 councils, each has a VP, and we all sit on the executive committee together. The Communications Council is all about just that, communicating, both internally to the league and externally to our sustainers and to the public. And there are 3, let there be light. Thank you, Dan. I'm feeling better now. So there are 3 different committees that belong in that council. The first one is PR and Marketing, which is, Tanya is here, and so I will say a little bit about that, but she's going to go into a little bit more detail about that particular committee. And there's also Publications, as well as Digital Media. And Digital Media is a new committee that we just added to that council this year, so I'll walk through that a little bit as well with you. Starting with PR, what PR does is they really work to make sure that everything we put out in the public is cohesive. So it represents what we are as the league, and so we present ourselves the same way every time, so when you see the Junior League logo or you hear about the Junior League, you have some consistency in that. In addition to doing that, they proof a lot of things, as well as they create the annual report that we put out every year to the public. Since we are a nonprofit, we always publish an annual report. They are in charge of doing that. And at the very end of the year, we have an annual meeting, and they do a lot of work in presenting that as well. For Publications, that is the committee that actually does what we call our printed material. And that printed material can either be electronic or it can be physically on a piece of paper, which seems archaic these days, but some of us still have. Thank heavens we printed this out. We tried to do a PowerPoint presentation. Think ahead. That's a first rule of thumb. Always think ahead on your presentation. See, it's a learning opportunity for all of us tonight. But Publications, what they do, they publish 3 different things. First of all, they publish the directory, which all of you got that first general membership meeting in September. That is when that comes out. And we publish that so all of the new members, all of the actives, and the sustainers all have a copy of that. So it's kind of like your guideline to who's who, and when you see somebody at a meeting, you go home that night and you pull it up because you have no idea what their face looks like, but you have no idea what their name is. So it's a great little cheat sheet that we keep around. It is also available, if you are not aware, on the internet on our website. So you can find every piece of information that's printed in that little red directory on the Digital Cheetah website as well. So you've got a couple different places you can go get that information. Secondarily, they publish the link. Does anybody know what the link is? Yes, it comes out every 2 weeks on Mondays. So they work diligently on that weekend ahead to make sure it's published. It is our timely piece. So if I had my PowerPoint presentation, I would show you this little icon that sits on the member page of Digital Cheetah, and it looks like a big megaphone. That is your link to the link. So if you, working in your committees, you as new members, you as actives, when you go active next year, if you have a piece of information that needs to go out to our membership, all you have to do is go to the home page, your home member page on the internet, on Digital Cheetah, click on that, and it's got a form that'll come up, and you just simply put all your information there, and it pushes to the committee that does the link, and then they put all that information together, and then that's what they use to publish the link. So that's the place we always go to see, hey, what's either going on immediately or what's coming up. And because we publish that every 2 weeks, we try to keep that very timely. So we try not to run things over and over and over and over again to where now nobody looks at it anymore. We'll rotate things out. So that's our timely piece. And then the other piece that we do is the League Light. And that is the printed newsletter that comes out 4 times a year.